We go back to Hollywood.
Wow!
Reacher star Alan Ritchson calls former congressman of Florida, Matt Gaetz, a mother...
Oh, you motherfuckers.
for him having the balls to call out former presidential candidate Bernie Sanders.
You're kidding.
And say, hey, what have you ever done? How dare you?
Hold up. Wait a minute.
I'm Jasper Gonzo on this. Alan, I love you and Reacher, but you may want to stay in your lane.
Get the fuck out of my sight before I demolish you.
Just saying. And it's what's next. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Happy Friday. Jasper Gonzo. Daily Dose. Common sense. Facts. Salt. Oh, I'm sorry. What's next? Hope you guys are doing well today. Well, this is my second video. Of course, we're going to stay in Hollywood. And I like to call this Friday Freestyle, or Freestyle Friday, however you want to call it. Try not to do hard politics, but just, enough of pop culture, to whet the appetite. But like I said in my prior video, politics is the AIDS of our time. And of course, it's never that far away. Especially, you can literally reach out and grab it by the throat and you kind of want to choke that out of it. But sadly, Hollywood has a problem, has a, uncanny ability to constantly stick their nose in where they don't belong, especially when they're talking about politics. They think they know, but they really don't. And this is one of those cases. Like I said, we go back to Hollywood. Alan Ritchson, Amazon's king of the franchises, or king of the series on Reacher, says, not so good words about the former congressman out of Florida, Matt Gaetz, calls him a mother... for Matt Gaetz having the balls to call out Bernie Sanders. And here we go. This is coming out of Breitbart. Amazon Reacher star Alan Ritchson calls Matt Gaetz a mother... and asks what Bernie Sanders has accomplished. He had the nerve to say, what has Bernie Sanders ever done? All right. Amazon's Reacher star Alan Ritchson called former Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz a mother... and an adversary before asking what has Bernie Sanders ever accomplished in his political career. Ritchson, who is a former classmate of Matt Gaetz, that I did not know, suggested in a recent interview with GQ that he and ex-congressman have some sort of feud going on. That month, we're adversaries, the Blue Mountain State Star said in a reaction to GQ mentioning Gaetz' name, as the actor and the congressman once went to school together in Florida. Quote, it's shocking to me that the Panhandle Florida continues to vote for somebody, knowing everything we know about him and promises that he's made behind closed doors about pardoning certain criminals. He's just not a good dude, Ritchson exclaimed. The actor went on to say that he has sometimes desired to get in politics just to outshine Matt Gaetz' career, but that doesn't mean he would make it an industry due to not being deceptive enough, bizarrely and amusingly seeming to suggest that the industry he currently works in, Hollywood, is somehow devoid of deceit. Really? No. Quote, there's a part of me that wants to get into politics and outdo somebody like him for good. And there is a part of me that's like, I'm not duplicitous enough to succeed in politics, Ritchson told GQ, excuse me. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle star, and I totally forgot he was ever in that damn movie, added that while some people do a good job in politics, they are ineffective, citing Sanders as an example. Quote, there are certain people that do a good job of staying true to who they are, but they are ineffective, he said. I think Bernie Sanders is a hero, but it's like, what has he accomplished? Interesting. Let's take a look at Bernie Sanders, shall we? Bernie Sanders, who owns 3 multi-million-dollar homes, who is a multi-millionaire himself at what? What is he, 75, 80 now at this point? And has never worked a day in his life. When you work in politics, it's not a real job. It's not a real job. There was one former senator, Barbara Boxer, out of California, who said in one time in a Senate committee hearing that she works very hard to be a senator. I worked hard for this, for this job, so you must respect me. No, we don't, because you're in politics and you're joking, you're a clown. Now, per Matt Gaetz, there are good people in Congress who actually do very well. There are. You got those who have basically put their, careers on the line. You have, oh my gosh, you have Rand Paul. Dr. Rand Paul. Yes, he is a full-fledged doctor. You know, he's got all the degrees. He went to study. He went to medical school, but yet he's a senator. He was, you know, I think at one point he did frontline doctors or something. There's an organization that does overseas work. Free medical advice and medical care. That's what he did, and that was in his off time. You have those in politics who have tried their best, but unfortunately, it's the system that's rigged. It's the system that's fucked up, and that's a fact. Anybody who has dealt with politics, whether you are in it or you're talking about it, you see how the sausage is made, and it's very ugly. Now, when it comes to Matt Gaetz, think what you want. Oh, one thing about Bernie Sanders also, he's a full-fledged commie. So, there's that. Anyway, with Matt Gaetz, say what you want about him. Yes, does he have some very ugly skeletons in his closet? Absolutely. Do I believe he's a good dude overall? I think so. But then again, I don't know him personally. Now, Alan Richardson seems to think he knows him personally. Just because you went to school with the guy years and years and years ago doesn't mean you know the guy anymore. You're talking about two different people. I know friends of mine who I went to school in high school with who are different people today than the people that I knew when they were back in high school, and vice versa. They may have known me as this person and who see me now as this person. So there's that. But there are people in Hollywood who seem to think that if they speak loud enough, if they talk loud enough, if they use big words, that their voices will be heard and that they know something more than the regular Jane and Joe. Ask LeBron James, who in one interview sat across from Stephen A. with a bow tie on and glasses and a book in his hand and thought he knew about politics. No, he got laughed the fuck at and got laughed out of the fucking building because of it. So, like I said in the beginning of my intro, Alan, I love you as Reacher. Stick to what you know. Stay in your lane. And now I'm not saying that Alan is a dummy. I've seen enough of his Instagram videos where he speaks about his faith. Yeah, about that, don't lie, don't rely on your faith so much. And then at the other side of your mouth, you drop a mother. I'm just saying, you can't have one foot in and one foot out. Either both feet are in or both feet are out. Just saying. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Borganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share, subscribe to it. Hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. Continue spreading the word about the show. Appreciate you guys watching as always. And we'll see you next time. Peace.